When the group gathered for lunch, they had a brief discussion about their findings. As usual, Albert and Natalia dominated the conversation. It was clear that the rad scorpions were dangerous, and that, contrary to what Aradesh presumed to think, they were in way over their heads. However, it also became clear that their existing supplies were limited, and that if Vault 15 were truly in as much disrepair as the townspeople made it sound, they were not going to be able to resupply their stock of food and water enough to make it back to Vault 13. Their wilderness survival skills were minimal and mostly theoretical. They quickly realized that their options were, for all intents and purposes, non-existent. Albert shared with the group that, on Raslow's recommendation, he had spoken to Seth, the leader of the guards, who claimed to know where the rad scorpions were coming from. He had said that if they were willing to help, he could take them to the caves from where he believed the scorpions were emerging, but that he himself would not be able to join them due to his guard duties. Albert guessed that was only partly true, and that the man was actually scared of going back out there after what had happened to his brother. But then again, judging from the descriptions of the creatures, Albert didn't blame him. Their decision made, the team informed Aradesh of their plans, and that they would start looking for the scorpions the next day. Aradesh agreed to this, and was more than willing to provide them with both board and lodging now that he had been assured of their decision to help. They spent a part of the rest of the day discussing their plans. The intended course of action was to begin their search at first light, locate the first scorpion, put it out of commission with the help of Natalia's AP rounds, cut off its tail and stinger, and then get the hell out of there before any other scorpions arrived. That plan changed slightly, however, with the coming of the afternoon, when a merchant and his wagon, pulled by 2 Brahma, arrived in town, escorted by 4 armed guards. Stone was amused as Albert and Natalia could do little to hide their bewilderment at how such a mutation could be possible. As the merchant displayed his wares to the townspeople, little trinkets and toys for the children, agricultural and domestic equipment for the workers, and weapons for the guards, Albert walked up to one of the tables the townspeople had set up for the exchange of goods and pointed at one particular object. It was a stack of dynamite. 4 red sticks, each comprised of a mixture of nitroglycerin and kieselguhr, wired to a timer.
For the vault?
Natalia asked, immediately picking up on Albert's purpose.
If there's rubble in the stairwell, we may be able to clear a path with the dynamite. That would save us the rather dangerous alternative of climbing down an elevator shaft on a piece of rope.
Well, that ought to do the trick.
Stone quipped.
Let's just make sure we don't blow ourselves up using that stuff.
Albert turned to the merchant.
What do you want for this?
50 caps,
said the man, assuming Albert knew what he was talking about. Albert paused to collect himself. Then he told Stone to bring their packs from the guest house.
I have an alternative.
He told the merchant, avoiding the whole issue with the caps. He knew that in any barter, you had to present yourself as someone who knew what you were doing. Otherwise, the other party would take every opportunity to exploit your lack of familiarity with the process and/or goods involved.
I have here,
said Albert, once Stone had returned,
an issue of Guns and Bullets that actually covers the basics of handgun maintenance and operation.
The merchant's eyes glinted, and Albert knew he had him. He allowed the merchant to flip through the issue.
this is a rare find.
The merchant admitted, dropping his trader facade.
I tell you, most people out here don't know shit about firing a pistol. This will sell.
Then he looked back up at Albert, realizing he had let his guard down.
But it's not enough for the dynamite. What else do you have?
That issue was hard to come by.
Albert retorted.
If it was any other, I'd have readily supplemented it with something else. But you won't find one like this out here. This could be a once-in-a-lifetime find. If you don't take this now, you may never get another chance. I could probably ask for almost twice our current bargaining value if I took a short journey down to Junktown or the Hub. I bet Killian would pay good money for this.
Okay.
The merchant cut in.
Deal.
And 2 bottles of that pre-war Jack Daniels you have over there.
What?
The merchant protested, but when he realized Albert was adamant, he reluctantly gave in. When the trade was done, Albert walked over to Katrina, who had been watching the exchange with some amusement.
Okay, so what the hell are caps?
He asked, allowing her a laugh at his expense.
Bottle caps, duh.
She said, as if it was an obvious fact. At Albert's look of unconcealed surprise, she burst into a good-natured laugh.
Bottle caps are the only common money found out here.
She explained, aggravating Albert's bewilderment.
How did something like that happen?
Beats me.
She shrugged.
But what matters is that they're backed by the merchants of the hub, so you can basically trade them anywhere, or at least anywhere on the West Coast.
Albert returned to the other two vault dwellers with yet another surprise of the wasteland to tell them.
Now I wish we actually had some of those pre-war vending machines back in Vault 13.